Happy Friday. I think I want to open this quickly. Ooh. I think let's get this little guy open quickly. Let's have a beer. Let's have a good evening. Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. How's everybody doing? How's your week been thus far? Oh, I hope it's been fantastic. I mean this in the nicest possible way. I am so grateful the week's over and done with. I must have 1,000 of these little cans that are half used. Before I open this one, let me go put it away. This is one I can use. Let me get this little guy open. Here we go. So two things, and it's all my fault. It's entirely my fault. Sitting at my bar, let's get the old computer up and running, and let's have a look at this. Happy Friday. Oh, that's good. Life is just better after your first beer. Even though this is numero uno, the first one for the day. Possibly I've only had 1 or 2 beers this week, so it's been a quiet week. But it's been fun, hasn't it? Took Haven to horse riding on Thursday. When? Yeah? Thursday, yeah. No. Yeah, it was Thursday, wasn't it? It's all good. Hang on. So yeah, I was thinking maybe I should play some music or something, but I don't know. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. It's always nice. But yeah, I was thinking of playing some music, but then, there's always these, you have to like cut certain music out and so on. It's just more hassles than what it's worth, to be honest. Unless it's something where you say, you know what, I know I'm going to get dinged horrifically, so let's get that over and done with. Hello there. How are you doing? I'm having a Friday night beer. What's up? Yeah, hey mate. Life's good, living's easy. I thought I'd pop in quickly, do a quick... oh, I don't understand that. I'm so sorry, I can't read whatever you wrote. But I'll say happy Friday. I hope your Friday is just fantastic and beautiful. I'm good. I'm doing good. I had a long beard man. Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a bit. Normally it's Santa Claus. Or Santa or something, but yeah, it's all good. Having a good beer. The summer ale. There we go. My birthday is happy birthday. I hope you have just the best day tomorrow. If it's still Friday where you're at, Saturday. Yeah, there we go. Santa. I hope you have just the best day, like absolutely the best day tomorrow. I hope your family spoils you. Tons of gift, loads of chocolate cake or whatever, and you just have the greatest day of your life. You look good, boss man. I'm not a boss, but I am a man. A man with a plan. A man on a mission. The mission is, this beer is going down. But I appreciate it. I'll drink to that. How's your day going? So yeah, I was saying a little bit earlier, I've got like 1,000 of these little tins. They're beard balm lying around. So I've been picking them up. I reckon I'm gonna melt them all into one little can. It's not that I'm negligent with it. It's the fact that on the way out into the office, it's so easy to just grab a full can, because I've got an entire stack over there of full ones. And what's the picture behind you? It's a Formula One race driver, Ayrton Senna, possibly, no, not possibly, the factual greatest Formula One driver that ever lived, without question. And all the Michael Schumacher supporters and so on, Lewis Hamilton and so on, just dropped. Thanks. But yeah, that's what's behind me. Over here we have moons. I have like an entire lunar study that I did of like probably about, there were hundreds of shots, but like 20 or something proper shots. I have about 5 downstairs here. So yeah, it's proper fun. It's good fun. Yeah, I was supposed to... Oh, okay, I didn't know. Sorry, mate. I'll drink to that. No, I don't think I'm particularly wise. I do think that I am particularly understanding. What brand of beer? It is a Sam Adams. And it's a summer ale. There we go. It is summer. I don't feel necessarily very ale. So summer ale, maybe that'll help. You can get card. I don't have your card. But, oh, for your birthday. Got it, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I think cards are a good thing on your birthday. To enjoy, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, what was I saying? I can't remember. It's been so many messages in between. To enjoy, yeah, of course. Well, you're going to enjoy your birthday. Hopefully it's going to be fantastic. And then, yeah, anyways, I'll see if I can post like a card on my whatchamacallit, on my I'll drop your name in on the community tab. I'll drop something. I'll put a happy birthday there. So that should be fun. So come back later after the live stream and so on, and I'll have a card out for you. Have a good day. Cheers, mate. You too. Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, definitely an interesting couple of weeks, hasn't it been? Really. You're gonna have to wait and see. If you go to my YouTube channel a little bit later, I'll make sure there's a card for you, and there'll be a happy birthday. So that should be fine. Do you think I should stream? I absolutely think you should stream. Think of for the most part, like 99% of everybody that you meet during a stream, it's just average people. Just have oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I think for the most part, every single person that joins a stream, they're out to have a little bit of fun, possibly a little bit of a laugh. Like a lot of people, they'll talk to me about my beard because it's something that stands out. So, you know, and yeah, I don't mind. I put myself out there. I think it's a lot of fun, but you do you, and whatever is best for you, do that. Like, don't let anybody pressurize you. If you're not ready to, if you don't want to, don't let somebody tell you you have to. If you do want to, by all means do. Do you know Nigeria? I have heard of Nigeria, yeah. Yes, I have heard of it. I've never been there, but I have heard of it. Gothnetic. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm having a sharp one, mate. In fact, this is normally what I have when you stream. So yeah, there you go. Cheers. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I try and stream. I'm kind of answering a question somebody asked, whether they should stream, whether I thought they. Cheers, mate. So somebody asked the question whether I thought they should stream. I absolutely think so. But I was saying that nobody should ever pressurize anybody to stream. If it's something you feel like you want to give it a try, by all means, go give it a try. It's just a whack of fun. I always have a bit of a laugh at the streams. I appreciate and enjoy the comments. Those are always fun. But yeah, that's really it. So I thought about playing some music. How can I get a card from you? Well, you're not going to get a card from me. What I was saying was, if you go to my channel's community tab. No, not Amazon or anything. No, what I was saying was, if you go to my community tab on my channel, I'll put a birthday card out there for you. Oh, cheers, mate. I appreciate it. It's always good to get a new subscriber. Cheers, mate. I'll drink to that. On a Friday afternoon, of course I will. Especially since all the work is done now, and tomorrow all the work is back, because it's just not sitting in front of a computer. It's going to be out in the blazing sun. It's going to be good. So yeah, it's going to be good. So yeah, and fortunately, if you see me 5 minutes in the sun, I look like a lobster. I look like I was attacked by red paint. So it's always fun. So I try to get everything done in the yard before 11 o'clock in the morning. So normally I have a bunch of seriously upset neighbors, because I'm the guy 8 o'clock in the morning, excuse me, not on the lawnmower, but pushing a lawnmower, making sure that the grass is short and so on. I've had a couple of neighbours that's told me before, well, you couldn't just wait till 9. No, I couldn't. It's not my fault you want to sleep late. Go to bed early. What's this acting 20? Although, September 24th, I'm going to act... Hold on, when is September 24th? September 24th is... Oh, for crying in a bucket. It's a Tuesday. Oh... Oh no! Well, September 25th, I'm going to be totally worth absolutely 0. That's not okay, that's a 0. Time's flying long. Yeah. Although it's going to be a little bit cooler then. At least we're not going to see like a hopefully a heat wave hit us in September. And that is closer to the end of September. So it's going to be lovely cool and so on. I had a proper conversation with the missus. I said, listen, you have to understand, in my mind, I know I am in my 50s and I know I look it. But let me explain it to you this way. When I listen to Sisters of Mercy, I imagine myself in my late teens and early 20s. So we're talking proper 30 years back in time. Vincent, I'm talking about Sisters of Mercy, mate. How you doing? Missed you. It's been forever. Sisters of Mercy, by the way, is coming to a town near me, and there'll be September 24th somewhere there. So, yeah, all good. Anyways, long story short, so I was talking to the missus and I explained it to her. I said, you have to understand, I know I look in my 50s. I know I am in my 50s. I'm not disputing any of that. But when Sisters of Mercy play September 24th down the road from us, well, it's about 2 hours down the road from us. When they play, you best understand that I'm not going to act like I'm in my 50s. Now, I may need a week to recover. That's probably what's going to happen. But I'm not just going to act like I'm in my 20s. For that period of time where Andrew Eldridge is on the stage and the band's playing, I'll relive my 20s. Life will be good. I'm happy it's going well, mate. It's been forever. So, yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of where we are. Age has... yeah. Right. You know, we all believe it. I'll never forget. So I worked with a lady. She's in probably her 60s now. She went to a... like, I don't know, a hen party of some sort. One of her mates got married and they had a big thing where it was just girls, and it was nothing about it was, the way she explained it to me, nothing was proper. It was all ridiculous, and she needed a week to recover. And that's the way I feel about Sisters of Mercy. I'm gonna take a week to recover. I'll be sending messages to my boss. Boss, I'm sorry. I feel awful. Like, I'm not gonna drink or anything. Nothing like that. Well, I will have a couple of beers, but I mean, I know my body's gonna hurt for a couple of days. I'll be walking like, I don't know, like I'm in pain. I might need a cane of some sort. All good. Anyways. So, tonight, just before I live streamed, yeah, just before I live streamed, I picked the kid up, and he has something with his mom tonight, and it's all of them together. My mother-in-law's there, my wife, my middle son, the youngest one, is still at a camp, and my daughter. So they're all together doing something. But I had to go pick this little guy up. He was visiting his girlfriend. Long story short, picked him up, dropped him off with them. They're all busy doing their thing. I explained it, you know, I'm going to have a beer, go live, that type of thing. Life's going to be good. And this is what I'm doing. So hopefully they're back by 9 o'clock tonight. I can't remember. I think I have the entire family. Raymond's the only kid that I don't have this weekend at home. No, the youngest one is still at camp. I just said that. Anyways, all good. Okay. Cheers, mate. Hello. Hope you have a had a fantastic week, and I hope you have a better weekend than the absolute best moment during the week. So may your worst moment this weekend be better than your best moment you had the entire week. I had a mate who played golf. He was an avid golfer. I tried it for a bit. I enjoyed the in golfing. I enjoyed the walk and so on. But again, you know, I'd get sunburn like that. Yep. Okay. Well, I get the Santa Claus thing on a regular basis. So Santa Claus, I'll take that as a compliment. It means that I am moving towards a uniform look, you know. So paint me red and call me Santa Claus. Anyways, we were talking about it last night, Gothnetic. Oh, come on, Vincent, you've heard this before, mate. I'm sure it's been in a couple of previous streams as well. So let me introduce Gothnetic quickly to Vincent. Vincent introduced me to this band. Hold on, I want to show you this. This is possibly one of my best favorite bands these days. It's a lady by the name of Saint Vincent. So I know exactly why Vincent obviously likes Saint Vincent, obviously because of, you know, the name. But I tell you what, that has actually so you know when you listen to music and you need to cleanse your palate to appreciate music in other music again, how shall I say, it's a palate cleansing, like my ears, it's a palate cleansing Saint Vincent. Like whenever I listen to some of the new Metallica stuff, I immediately go to Saint Vincent because I can't stand the new stuff. So Saint Vincent cleans my palate and I can appreciate music again. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So the album is called Marry Me, and I'm pretty sure there's a whack of her music on YouTube. I have checked it out a little bit. Is there a link? I don't know whether there's a link, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at it, to be honest. If you go to YouTube and you go have a look, she has a channel which is phenomenal. There were a couple of interviews. I just sat there in awe and listened to her. She has this amazing artistic way of looking at music. And if you can imagine, just in your mind's eye, if you can imagine if somebody could see music that's what I imagine St. Vincent's music is like. It is like seeing sounds, but on a scale, and so on. So I use her music to absolutely clean my palate once a week. It is absolutely fantastic. Do you like her new album? I haven't heard her new album. I'll be honest with you. I will go and have a look at it, Vincent. She is just fantastic. So I think there was one or two of her CDs that I bought that were a little bit borderline, to be honest. There was one that was a little bit too chaotic for me, to be honest. Like it changes so rapidly that that I couldn't track it, if you hear what I'm saying. Maybe if I have a proper whiskey or two, I'll flow in it. But yeah, okay, I'll definitely go and have a look at it. I do enjoy her music, and I think that her stuff, she is such an artist that I respect her spectacularly. So anyways, but yeah, please, by all means. Now, Vincent, just so you know, Gothnetic is an artist as well. Please, if you well, I know you enjoy the Sisters stuff, but he has some really good gothic stuff out there. If you can go and check him out, he's very industrialist, so you will definitely enjoy some of the stuff that he's pushing out there, and so on, especially with well, the fact that you enjoy Skinny Puppy and all of those bands. So anyways, and I haven't made a Skinny Puppy video, and I should make one because I do enjoy Skinny Puppy. And why haven't I done it, mate? Oh, it's procrastination, I tell you. Procrastination, it is the death of society in its entirety, and I am the epitome of it at the moment. But you know what? I'm having one of these, maybe two, so I'm enjoying it. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, so let me give you guys a little bit of history. So I used to go to nightclubs in the early 90s, late 80s, and so on, and then obviously lived by myself. It was great, and so on. Met a girl when I was 23, 24, somewhere there. Got married, and life kind of happened. So I didn't get a lot of time to listen to Sisters and Fields of Nephilim, Leibach, and so on. So I kind of missed out on a lot of stuff. And then I'll never forget, about 2 years ago when I started this channel, maybe a year before I started this channel, I remember I sat and it was dead quiet in the house. Everybody was out. My eldest son had moved out the house. My second eldest, he was getting ready to finish school, and it dawned on me, I have all this time. I don't have family commitments like every single second of my life. And I thought to myself, hold on, wait a second, like, who am I and what do I like? Like, I mean, I can honestly say throughout my entire life, I've loved women. When I got married, I love my wife. I love my children. I've always loved my mom. I've always loved my dad. Of all, you know, that type of stuff. And I got to like, who am I? Like, rediscovering who I am. What am I? I say, hang on. It used to be this band called Sisters of Mercy. I properly enjoyed their music. Let me go look them up. Got on YouTube, saw a bunch of stuff. got on my iPhone and I just like said, I want this, and I made a video. It was awful. This Sisters of Mercy video had over 11,000 views, and it's like I cringe every single time somebody says something on it, because I know, bugger, they just watched this, and I was a blithering idiot, you know, in this video. But it was me discovering who I was again. And I say, hang on. So, okay, Sisters, Fields, made a Fields video that that was interesting. And I remember I never lost touch with Metallica. But after the Metallica album, it was like, I'm done with this. This is not happening in my world. In fact, the Metallica album I wasn't fond of back then either. So I got hold of the 4 albums, and it was like a race to the end. I'll never forget it. Like, where can I find the 4 albums? Tape, records, CDs, and I obviously had it first on iTunes. I then got it on CD, and I'm still waiting for Kill 'Em All on record, so that I can have all of the first 4 albums of Metallica as well. But that's how I got back into it. And every now and then, like, I remember a stream where I said, you know, I'm trying to rediscover the music of my youth. And like, people would say, oh, this, oh, that, and I've never forgotten about like the core punk bands, the core metal bands. Sorry, I did say Metallica. The core metal bands and the core goth bands, and like the alternative bands, or yeah, that kind of stuff. And I've never stopped listening to the Who, Rolling Stones, Beatles, like the stuff that I grew up on, the stuff my dad played, always. So I never lost touch with it. But now there's, you know, so many new bands and so many new avenues you can go down. So that makes it very exciting. Was done after the first 4 albums. Yeah, seriously, I'm with you, mate. Totally, 100%. I did buy the hang on. Just so you can see, there's your song. I properly enjoy it. Moonlight, it's fantastic. This has become my new favorite album, rediscovering Iron Maiden. I went to a show in, I think, 1994 of theirs. Oh, it was fantastic. I remember thinking back then, because then at that stage I was really into, oh my goodness, I was in my early 20s, wasn't I? Cheers, mate. I was in my early 20s, and I'll never forget. I went to an Iron Maiden concert. It was good, but back then we were into like Napalm Death. We were into Sepultura. I'll never forget Orgasmatron. They redid a Motorhead song, and I was completely into it. The moshes that happened with Orgasmatron was just phenomenal, and I loved it. And I can't remember. I don't think Sepultura went to. I know for a fact I never watched them live, unfortunately. In fact, to be honest, I don't even know whether they still make music. But long story short, I went to the Iron Maiden concert, and I remember thinking, my goodness, they're slow. Like, they're so slow. And now, like, getting back into them, and I'm having this conversation with myself this debate in my own head where I'm thinking, so Fear of the Dark's always been one of my favorite songs. It will always be one of my favorite songs. In fact, for many years, it was my favorite song, but Napalm Death, yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, good fun, yeah. So that's something that I miss, to be honest with you. Like every single time you dated a girl, it was always a thing of putting together the best mixtape. Like the best. I remember when my wife, when I started dating her, we were no longer making mixtapes on, well, tapes. It was on CDs, and I made her a mixtape. Well, mix CD. She would pop it in the car and listen to music and so on. And it was always very, very cool what you had to do. Like you would put on a mixtape, you would put on something like Sisters of Mercy, Marion. You would take your time. The German piece where Andrew speaks German, close to the end of the song, you would go and like back then we didn't have Google Translate or Apple Translate or whatever. Obviously, we had like a dictionary, and you would go and transcribe what he was saying in German in English, so she can understand, because my wife was never exposed to this kind of music, so I was that exposure for her. But anyways, long story short, used to make these mixtapes. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, those were brilliant. But anyways, going back, I was talking about Iron Maiden, wasn't I? Yeah, I was. So I'm kind of in this, like, I can tell you that Rime of the Ancient Mariner is my favorite song right now. This Corrosion, yeah. Hey, listen, this Corrosion, brilliant. Listen, let me say this. My favorite Sisters song, and I enjoy all of it, but my favorite is and always will be When You Don't See Me. It is that moment you realize that it's over. So anyways, I just absolutely love the song. But anyways, going back to Iron Maiden, I can tell you that a week ago my favorite song was Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and at the moment, Hallowed Be Thy Name. In fact, if you have a look right there, I was listening to it in the car while I was driving back home. Obviously loud, not acting my age. That was proper fun. But yeah, so I think there was a point that I wanted to make on Metallica. There was a album. Hang on, I don't want to go to albums. I want to go to artists. There were a couple of albums that I bought because I was trying out. I was giving them like a fair chance. Seriously, fair chance. You know, when you look for something and you can't find it, it could be because I am blind with my glasses and I'm just as blind without them. Now that cover or band avatar is from the worst Metallica album that's ever been made. So literally, there's the Metallica album. And this one has some of their new stuff on, which is just, I can't, I'm sorry, like I do try to, but I can't. It's not in me. It's like it's like listening to the first 4 albums, which is pure Metallica, and then you listen to The Bastard Child. I'm sorry, there's no other way of saying it. It is not my kind of music. It is so far removed. In fact, I reckon they lost their soul. Oh, don't fall. In fact, you'll see this album is not in a sleeve. I bought it. Have you ever seen anything like that? I've never wasted $34.97 in my life the way I wasted it on this. This is not worth it, shall we say. I was listening to this the weekend, back in Maine again, which is yeah, storytelling, really. That's all it is. But yeah, that's yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. It's yeah. The new stuff. Anyways, you know, they are people that enjoy it, and good on them. I'm just not one of them, so I'll have one on that. But yeah, otherwise, I think I've found most of the bands, Skinny Puppy included, from my youth, and then some. So I don't mind it. The years that I gave to the family, the kids, to my wife, where I wasn't really focused on music and so on, that's all fine. I can live with it. That's perfectly fine. But I did, however, I'll show you this. I did, however, started buying up my youth just to put music on it. And I think I showed it on a video where I, like, I'll go on eBay and I'll buy like a case of tapes, like 30 or 50 or 100 tapes. So yeah, I would buy this stuff, and I found a ton of stuff where it was just fun listening to. I Have a Dream, Annie Clark. Ooh, now that's one way of waking up. So Annie Clark is Saint Vincent, who is just phenomenal. She is, I hate to use the term, it's such a cliche, but she's such a inspiration, like, just, and I think she has a, I don't want to say pure soul, but she has I think a fairly gentle soul. I listened to a lot of her, the first time I started listening to her music, she had this like really gentle way of interviewing. So somebody would have an interview with her, and she would just have this presence. That's all I can describe it as. But like this nice presence, not a like a lot of times you have people that have to show how empowered they are, and she didn't have that. She had a gentle presence, a nice presence, something that spoke to me, where I could say I can identify with her. Oh, gorgeous voice. She strong voice, like really, really powerful. And then she has this guitar, like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like an ob shape. It's not, I didn't think it would be comfortable, but she plays it like it's nothing. So good on her. I I don't know. And she looks like a really tiny person. She doesn't look like a really tall person. She looks like really demure, tiny little person. And the fact that she hasn't lost herself tells me that she's grounded in who she is, and she never had to sell herself, so that's perfect. Did you hear? No. No, I did not. No, I didn't. I can go look them up, yeah. Not like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is not my cup of tea, although my daughter had a conversation with me about Taylor Swift. And I said to her, Daddy does not approve of you following the crowd. I want you to discover who you are for who you are without feeling pressure from other people. Like, I'm not going to tell her to follow like the subcultures, but everybody likes Taylor Swift, and how boring is that to follow the crowd? Anyways, yeah. Check them out. Really awesome punk band. Yeah, absolutely. I will. Should be fun. Definitely. So my punk heritage, I haven't lost. I don't think I ever will. My metal heritage, I don't think I'll ever lose. There's a mate of mine that lives in Canada, by the way, FYI. She was in Regina, Saskatchewan. Forgive me, I forget what the state was called. But I know she lived there. I don't know whether she lives there anymore. Long story short, her and I, we used to walk in Hillbrow, and she used to joke, I'll be 80 walking around with a cane and still listening to heavy metal and so on. And it was always good fun. So yeah, I'll definitely go check them out. It sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like something I would enjoy. But yeah. So yeah, now it's digitizing all these bands that I now have on record and on tape and so on. Something I forgot I actually like, and it dawned on me a couple of months back, probably last year sometime. I bought a entire case full of tapes and videos and so on. A lot of it was somebody would leave a videotape, VHS tape, just recording throughout the night, excuse me, and stuff like that. It's so much fun listening to some of the ads from the 80s. It is, or 90s, well, probably 80s. But anyways, long story short, so I'm digitizing some of the music, and a band that I forgot how good they are, and more importantly, I forgot how much I enjoy their music. Heart. And it's kind of funny. After that, Heart had a thing where they played a Stairway to Heaven with Led Zeppelin. Well, Led Zeppelin was in the crowd watching, and it was like such an homage to them. It was I don't want to say emotional, but I must be honest, I felt my inner being standing up and almost saluting the band, and it was properly good. Jimmy Page, I think he was emotional, but I thought it was like beautiful. So Heart, I rediscovered them. I rediscovered The Police. Now, Sting's first album after the Police, I wanted to hate it. I went out of my way. I had, like, I'd been listening to his music backwards from the end, his last album, all the way. And when I got to that first album after the Police, I told myself, you know you're not going to enjoy it because this is him breaking up with the Police, going his own way. I hated the fact that I loved it, and then I just made my peace with it. I enjoy it. So rediscovering all of these bands and music and, you know, so on, it's just such a yeah, such a joy in life. Like the last, when I say I lost touch with it, it's not that I lost touch with it, it's that it wasn't something that I was listening to primarily, so I lost touch with it, which is unfortunate. It's one of those things, and you know, you kind of make your peace and you move on. But anyways, I've been waffling for the past 51 minutes. Dio, yeah. That's something I haven't listened to in a bit. Judas Priest, Dio. My goodness. All those bands. Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull I won't listen to, and I'll tell you why. They took the whatever award, music award, whatever, from Pantera. Oh, was I not listening to Pantera the other day? My goodness. As in, when I say the other day, I mean literally within the last week. Hang on. P. R. Pink Floyd, Pantera. Here we go. Yeah. What a band. Unfortunately, obviously, they, yeah, their music aren't, well, they can't make music anymore, but anyways. Well, apparently there was, like, the lead vocalist, I think he tried his hand at a show or something. I think there's a break. Okay. Hang on one second. Here was something else. I did want to show you this. Now I'm thinking about it. Okay, so obviously The Mission, obviously Morrissey. My wife got me Neil Diamond. Marianne Faithfull. How's that for a name you haven't heard in a bit? I remember being a teen and absolutely smitten with Marianne Faithfull, and the fact that she had an affair with what's that guy's name? Mick Jagger, was just absolutely fantastic. Laibach. There's an album for you, mate. There's something you can go and have a listen to. That is something. The Fix. That was a rather fantastic band back in the day. Yeah, there were a couple, weren't there? There were a couple that was really, really worth it. I need to go and look them up. I'm pretty. Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't buy it. I'll go find something and buy it. Stanford. Yeah. There's that. Yeah. Deep Purple. Now there you go. That's the kind of stuff my dad exposed me to. Great song. Yes, it is. Adamant. That was Adam Ant. He was one of the early punk bands. I don't know what happened to Adam Ant. I don't think they ever broke up or anything. I just think that, yeah. Stand and deliver. Oh goodness, I need to go and look this stuff up. I've got some studying to do now that you talk about the fix. Yeah, there's a ton. Yeah, good music out there. Still need to make my Skinny Puppy video. My goodness. Deep Purple. So whenever I think of Deep Purple, I always think of Child in Time, and I remember, what was that rubbish? Well, not a rubbish band. It's just a band that annoyed me immensely. Sweet Child of Mine. What was that? Wasn't that? What was that band called? Like a grungy type band. Axl Rose, was it? Nuns and Posers. There you go. Thank you, Vincent. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I know that not everybody shares my opinion, and I'm totally cool with it. But yeah, so I was dating this girl, and she was properly into it, into Guns N' Roses. I'll never forget. That's probably why it didn't survive very long. Even though she was spectacularly cute. I mean, I was in my late teens, early 20s. We used to go out, what was it, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Red Hot Chili Peppers, there you go. That's such a fantastic band. Do you remember Violent Femmes? Violent Femmes. Now, sorry, that's like, whenever I think of Red Hot Chili Peppers, I always think of Violent Femmes as well. And Violent Femmes makes me think of... Oh, on the top of my tongue, I can't believe that I forgot their name. A little bit, yeah. The music, it was interesting. Like 51st State, was it 51st State? No, the song was New Model. No, not New Model Army. Was it? Hold on. Like, how hard can it be? You can look this up on YouTube. What you looking at, mate? 51st. Whoopsie. State. Not a board game. Search. It's a song. No. Was it New Model Army? New... Hang on. Song. Why is the internet unhelpful? New Model Army. Okay, so here's how it goes. So Red Hot Chili Peppers makes me think of Violent Femmes. Violent Femmes make me think of Blister in the Sun. Yeah, exactly. That's Violent Femmes. So, yeah. So, Red Hot Chili Peppers makes me think of Violent Femmes. Violent Femmes makes me think of New Model Army. NXS? No, not really. My wife liked them. I remember when the lead vocalist died, she cried for like a day or something ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea. I never really got into it. Plus the fact that they're Aussie band, aren't they? Not saying Aussie bands aren't good. Um, one of my favorite Aussie bands was oh, look at this. I can see my entire search history on here. How cool is this? Huh. That is awesome. Anyways, that's besides the point. So yeah, that was Nick Cave. Oh, it's been a bit, hasn't it? I haven't listened to Nick Cave. Nick Cave and the what, Bad Seeds, was it? It's like, yes, that's it. Yeah, it's been a bit, hasn't it? It's been a good solid 30 years. How did I forget about Nick Cave? I need to go and look him up. Yeah. Yeah, Nick Cave. He was definitely interesting. Leonard Cohen. Now that you're talking Nick Cave always makes me think of Leonard Cohen. Do you remember Leonard Cohen? Yeah, that was those were good times. Those were definitely good times. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. I haven't listened to Leonard Cohen, Nick Cave. Frank Zappa, was it? I think it was Frank Zappa. There were like a ton of these like really cool bands. Yeah. Yeah. My goodness, is this a good conversation or what? I need to go look them up a bit. Yeah. No, I got what you were saying, mate. Yeah, I need to go and spend a little bit of time and find their music again. Iggy Pop. Oh, it's been forever. I haven't listened to Iggy Pop. Ramones. Now that you're talking punk bands, Ramones. Sex Pistols, obviously. Peter Murphy. How can you not listen to Peter Murphy? Bauhaus is still possibly one of my favorite bands, as in ever. As in, Bauhaus is one of the Clash. How can you not? The Clash. Oh. So I was talking about punk music the other night, just a smidge. And while everybody went the way of Dead Kennedys, Exploited, GBH, all those bands, when everybody was going into like the hardcore stuff, you know, and Stiff Little Fingers and who knows what else, all of those bands, and I do enjoy the stuff. DOA, yes. When everybody was going into like the hardcore stuff, I was like the subdued one. I was into the Clash and the Sex Pistols and oh my goodness, I had like a vinyl record where it was like a compilation of all the bands, and Sex Pistols, they refused any form of music on it. Public Image Limited, yes. Although, wasn't that more rap type music? I forget. Maybe I forget the band. Wasn't Public Image Weren't they like more rapish type music? Post-punk, okay. Exploited, yeah. Yeah, all the post-punk bands. Oh, so good, so good. I was listening to Mark Hollis talk the other day, but the early stuff from the early 80s, like Sisters, yeah, absolutely. So I was listening to Talk, and Such a Shame came up and was playing, and like I could hear this song being slowed down to a gothic, very deep, gothic, melodic, lots of bass, very much slower and so on. In my head, it was like playing at that speed. It was just phenomenal. So Mark Hollis, who we lost a couple of years back, unfortunately. But yeah, Some Girls Wonder by Mistake. Yeah, oh man. Some Girls Wonder by Mistake, I listen to on a regular basis. I come downstairs here, I pop in a CD here behind me, pop in a CD, Some Girls Wonder by Mistake. I go lay down on the floor and I close my eyes and I allow the music to become one with me, and it is like having a week's vacation. So Joy Division, there you go. Joy Division. So Ian Curtis, and yeah, I mean, I love the band. After he left, they became New Order, if I remember correctly. New Order, yeah. So yeah, after Ian Curtis' suicide, I properly enjoyed. Well, I didn't enjoy the music, not all the music afterwards, but I love New Order. I think I have only brought out 2 albums, and then they had the one they were working on just before they came to the US, which was unfinished or something, I forget. So I've got 2 albums, and then I've got a couple of songs that they had, but I think that New Order primarily sang those songs. So yeah, Joy Division, definitely something special. I think they had like a girl bassist or something in New Order, if I remember correctly. I forget, but anyway, it's not important. Joy Division, yes, definitely. Bauhaus, definitely. I was listening to what was I listening to? I was listening to, hang on, that's not my music app. Bose. I was listening, I don't know whether you know this band, Dark Tranquility. Dark Tranquility. They were properly good. Well, they are properly good. I don't think they've stopped making music. Hold on, I was looking for Bauhaus. So easy to distract me. I was listening, so I've got 3 of their albums, and I was listening to The Sky's Gone Out, Third Uncle. Oh, so good, so good. So yeah, one of my favorite. Yeah, it's definitely up there. In fact, I reckon Third Uncle is my favorite Bauhaus song of all time. Not the I can't remember whether it was you or Vincent that mentioned that Bowie, David Bowie, huge fan, but his song Ziggy Stardust, even though it's on the album, and I love it, but it's just a remake of what Bowie did. So I don't know, good, nothing wrong with it. And then these The Three Shadows Part 1, 2, and 3. I love it. Love it. My wife can't stand it. So it's all good. Outside album is great. Yeah. Yeah. One that I did get, the singles. So this one was properly good as well. It's kind of like a best of type thing. Does it have She's in Party on? Yeah. Of course it does. Why am I even bothering asking? Of course it does. The Sanity Assassin. Nice. Nice. Labyrinth. So I've never watched it. I need to go and watch it at some stage. Yeah, nice. Nice. No, that's fantastic. I'm gonna have to. One of my favorite actresses was possibly 10, 11 in it. What's her name? Oh my goodness. Played in a couple of weird movies. Also was in the new Top Gun with Tom Cruise, which I properly enjoyed. I went to go watch it with my youngest son. Also watched Mission Impossible with him, the new Mission Impossible. I didn't get into it, not really. The Hunger is better. Okay. Hunger is better. Okay, yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, I'll go check it out. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? But yeah, Labyrinth I've never watched. I've seen it online. I think it's on Prime or something ridiculous. I've never watched it. Hunger, sorry, never. Yeah, have to make an effort to go and check it out. Yeah. Anyways, 72 minutes. Oh my goodness. I can waffle on about this stuff and, you know, youth and so on for hours. I can't believe it took me that long to drink one beer. Although, Vincent, just FYI, I am cutting back on my beer intake. I know this is like a hot topic for you. I am cutting back on my beer, and I am cutting back on my hard liquor, shall we say. I don't drink that much in any case. I don't drink myself drunk, but yeah, I do listen to what people say. I do assimilate what people say. But yeah, there you go. So all good. And as you can see, normally I would have like 3 or 4 beers during a live stream. Tonight only one, but I will have another one in a little bit. But then I'm going to sit in the pool if nobody cares. I'm going to sit in the pool, have a beer, just take a breath. Yeah. Yeah, you see, the issue is I enjoy my my whiskies. And then there's this new thing I kind of fell in love with. Hold on. I'll show you this. Oh. This stuff. It is like the heavens opened and the angels shed their joys in life with us. This stuff. This is called banana pudding. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this is actual pudding. I have this on a Sunday afternoon after lunch. Normally, yeah. Cheers, Jimmy. Yeah. So these, I'm not exaggerating. This is amazing. And this this is what I grew up with as pudding. This is, well, not the liquor, but this was pudding, peaches. But anyways, not that I would eat peaches now, even if you paid me. But yeah, this is. I'm serious. It's like the heavens open, and an angel shared their I don't know, their heavenly gifts with us. But yeah, it's just my opinion. So anyways, and this stuff, it's not that it's so strong, it's that it's so good, so you won't realize you're getting knackered. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Oh, they do? Well, I don't know whether they do. I think this is in Virginia or something. It's made. I have no idea. Government warning, according to Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy. I think I'll be safe because of the risk to birth defects. Well, that could explain a lot when you look at me. That's not true. That is so not true. Anyways. Cool. I have no idea what that is, but cool. Is it something they sell in where you are, Vincent? If it is, cool. I'll be safe. Well, yes. I've no, but the point that I'm making is I don't know where they make this stuff. I wish they had a state on you. I'm pretty sure. The fact that they call it moonshine tells me it's made in the US. Tennessee, there we go, Gatlinburg. I don't know whether you can see it. Hopefully it's fairly clear. Oh, it is alcohol, 70% you say? Bugger. So this is only, I mean, with 70% alcohol, I can clean a record with it. Maybe not, but anyways, that's amazing. Yeah. It's called pudding, and the reason for that is because it really is a pudding. And this stuff, my wife loves it, absolutely loves it. It's not bad. I don't mind it, but I'd rather have a beer. I don't like sweet alcohol, to be honest, except for this. This is heavenly. So let me put that away, and then. But this is my weak point. Have I cracked it open? I don't think I've opened it. And I love this. That to me, I remember I was 16 years old, worked in a bar, and I'll never forget it. So there was this guy that he would come in on a regular basis. And I'll never forget, he came in and he said, well, we used to have those dispensers we would just push the glass, and he said, I was taking a new bottle and putting it up, and he said, hold on, before you even open it, let me show you this. I was like, whoa, that's amazing. I've never seen that before. I've always shared it. It's always been a lot of fun. But he explained this to me. He said, you know why people say, oh, I was drinking the entire bottle and it was just this last little bit that hit me? He said, yeah, that's why. Because the alcohol separates from the water or the whatever. So, yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I've got an eclectic little bit of alcohol. My brother-in-law's coming to visit, so I'm trying to Save this up. I've got a couple of cases of beer down here. I don't know if he's much of a beer drinker, to be honest. Crystal. Ooh. Yeah. I did, speaking of crystal, I did go and buy a couple of proper glasses, although may want to break these in before he comes to visit. But then again, I don't like to feel kind of knackered. Crystal. Oh, drug. Oh, okay. Yeah. So when you said crystal, I thought you were talking about like crystal glasses. I am quite a fan of crystal, as in glasses. Can't really relate. Well, mate, you should always respect the law in your country, and you shouldn't. Yeah, I respect it spectacularly, and I want to encourage you to you know, if you're 17, like, no, don't be drinking, even though I was. I was drinking, my goodness. I remember I was too young to get into nightclubs, so friends would have parties at their house and stuff like that, and we would rate the dad's liquor cabinet. Oh my goodness. I didn't enjoy whiskey back then, but I would take a swig of whiskey, and yeah, those were, my goodness, absolutely memories. Cemetery. Oh my goodness, that's a story you have to tell. Please, the next time you go live, please tell that story. I remember we used to do stuff like that, like get a little bit hammered, and then going to the cemetery like complete idiots. But it was kind of important back then, and I hope that the spirits weren't too offended by us, because we were filled with tons of spirits back then. I mean, my metabolism had to have been like running at 200% back then. My goodness, skinny. Whew. Well, now I'm not. Yeah, those were fun times. I'll never forget World War II veterans. We used to go have conversations with them, and yeah, the goth girls were always the best to go do that with. It was always fun. So yeah, don't have a beer, but cheers to the goth girls. Polish vodka. Hang on, I've got some vodka. Might be Absolute, but I don't know whether it's Polish. Oh no, made with Swedish water. How's that? So Polish vodka. I am definitely looking it up. Definitely looking up Polish vodka. That's got to be something that could just turn into a fantastic conversation, isn't it? Weird how life works when you grow a little bit older. You know, it becomes part of the conversation. Not Russian. Yeah, totally get that. Isn't Smirnoff Russian? Oh, I don't know. I was never able to drink Smirnoff. So I dated this tiny little metalhead girl. Like, she was minuscule, the smallest, daintiest little girl you've ever seen in your life, ever. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll never forget. She had she was Portuguese. She was from Portuguese descent, and she had a thick hair. I'm talking, you know, when you try and tie someone's hair up, it's like that. She had the best set of hair. Whenever she started headbanging, people would move out of her way, even though she was only, what, 5'4", 5'5", something, minuscule little thing. Anyways, let's not get back into that. But when she would headbang, her hair was just like this absolute vision, this absolute amazement. Her hair would wave and it would go through motions. It was absolutely exquisite. So on the dance floor, men would move out of her way. That's how cool she looked. I'll never forget, she got me into Absolute Vodka because all she ever drank was vodka and orange juice. What's it called? A screwdriver or something? So Ronnie, not that she would ever watch my stream, Veronica, lovely girl, lovely person, still beautiful person. Haven't spoken to her in a good solid at least 10 years, maybe more, 15 years. But yeah. Yes. Yeah, there was another guy, Carlos. Like, absolutely, this guy, he went to go work for a bank. He was studying when I met him. He was studying, and he was also a fairly short chap, and he had blonde hair but long, and I think he was also Portuguese of some, if I remember correctly. And he had this monster of a hair. Like, the guy, like, nobody paid attention to him ever. Like, he wasn't particularly good looking. The girls kind of ignored him until he started headbanging. And then he went and he started working for a bank. And he had like long hair down to his bums. And I'll never forget, he came to me and we had a couple of beers. I was in my early 20s. Came, put his arm around me, and he said, "Tonight's the last night I have long hair." The Saturday he had to go to work, and he had to after work he had to go cut his hair. So cut his hair, and the night, that Saturday night, he came out to the club and he had short hair because it was like enforced on him. He was not allowed to have long hair. So it was like sticking, you know, I grew my hair for as long as I possibly could. You know, I was sticking it to the man, for as long as I could. And then I started going bald. As soon as my eldest son was born, I was smoking cigarettes. I'll never forget it. Even my wife couldn't believe it. I'll never forget. That was like, my children changed my life totally. I'll never forget. When my eldest son Raymond, when he was born, they used to have this like, the babies didn't sleep with the moms. My wife was asleep. Raymond was born. I was sitting in the nursery, and there were 50 other babies there. So I was sitting with Raymond in my arms, 2 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous like that. And I was smoking cigarettes at the time. I'll never forget it. Not while I was with him, obviously. I sat there and I said to myself, what am I going to do with you? Like, what am I going to do with you? And it was this moment of unbelief. And the kid's 22 now. So just to be clear. And I'll never forget, we received 5 days of paternity leave back then. My 5 days paternity leave was over. I went back into the office. My goodness, I had the worst job on the face of the earth. So it was kind of like customer service back then, and but it wasn't call center customer service. It was like customer service, and myself and somebody else, we were on the phones, and And him and I, by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we were completely knackered because it was like one call after the other. It was like everybody had saved up their complaints for the past year and took it out on us. I'll never forget, another site came online back then, and we got a 15-minute break. Oh my goodness, labor laws were not a thing back then, were they? And him and I, we both went outside for a cigarette. I was smoking, and he was asking me about my son, Raymond, and we were talking about it, and I said, it's the happiest and the scariest, experience in my life. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the kid. And he asked me, so you're going to quit smoking? And I was asked the question before, and he was telling me, like, a lot of people quit smoking, but they cannot ever quit smoking because smoking is such a addictive thing. And I remember I stood there. It was on a balcony. Oh my goodness, it was like 3 feet wide, if that much. It was like minuscule. It was wide enough so that when it rained, the water would not hit the walls. It would just, drain off of this little balcony all around the building, if I remember correctly. It obviously was. And I remember I sat there. I wasn't sitting. It's a wall, so you're standing, but you're leaning up against it and you're sitting on it, type thing. I remember I was smoking a cigarette, and I killed it, and I said to him, "This is the last cigarette I'll ever smoke in my life." And he laughed at me. He said, "Yeah, I get it. You want to prove a point, but yeah, let's be clear." So I remember he came. We worked till 5 in the evening. He asked me, "So you want to come join me for a cigarette?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" I went and I sat outside, and he said, "Don't you have cigarettes?" I said, "Nah, I do, but I don't want to smoke." And it was amazing how much your kids change your life. And I have zero interest in smoking ever again, but it's amazing how kids change your life. I mean, I gave up so much for my kids, and I do it gladly, and I would do it 100% again. But when I go sit outside now, in a minute or two, I'm definitely going to sit with a beer in the pool, sit down, and maybe watch a couple of YouTube videos. So that would be good. Anyways, I think I've bored you guys enough now with my stories. It was lovely, in my opinion. Thank you so much for joining. I wish you guys just the best weekend ever. Let me know how it went. I am going to quickly create a happy birthday card. Somebody earlier on said it was their birthday, and I will make sure that they get a birthday card. So yeah, not an Amazon card. Anyways, in Poland, 2:15, mate. Oh, well, hey, listen, I don't know whether you're going to go to bed or not, but Vincent, it's so good to see you. Gothnetic, so good to see you. And everybody else, thank you so much for your comments and your, messages and Santa Claus and whatnot. It was lovely. I'll see you guys soon again. Have a good evening. Cheers. Ooh, 9:16. It is 8:16 here, so we're an hour behind you. And yeah, vice versa. Yeah. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye. Cheers.